Welcome back to Grassroots Media, and welcome back to this week's edition of the Critters Corner Betsy Shaw Show, where we cover everything on the hardwood with the West Green Lady Buffaloes basketball team. As always, I'm joined here with Lady Buffaloes head coach Betsy Shaw. How are you doing today?
Good. How are you?
Doing good. Had 2 games since the last time we spoke. 2 very competitive games. One against North Green, one against Happy Valley. The one against North Green ended up being a loss on a buzzer beater. The one against Happy Valley ended up pulling out a win in your first district game of the season. Talk about those last 2 games and take me through both nights.
I guess we'll talk about North Green first. Man, I wanted to win, and the girls wanted to win so badly. I think we were up at 8 when Joey went out. She fouled out, I think it was. And they ended up coming back, and, they got the last shot. I wish we'd had the ball one more time, and I understand that's always how it goes. But I thought my team did a great job of executing. We've worked really hard on watching film and trying to prepare for what they do. Me and you talked about stopping their 2 posts. So they did a really good job on executing what we had, implemented for the game. And so I thought them doing that put them in the best position to win. And so it was a fun game. I hate we come out on the losing end, but it was a fun game, and we have had a lot of close games. We've lost by 6, 4, now 2, and so we're trying to grow, and different things you can do in late game situations, but a lot of that comes with experience, and that's not something we have right now. And so we're learning from it, and we've watched the film, and so hopefully if we're in this situation again, we can do a few things differently. So.
And then the Happy Valley win too. We always talk about it's the best to start out 1-0.
Yeah.
And it's more important to go on the road and steal some of those games, and that's what you did against Happy Valley. That's something I don't know if you did either of the last 2 years, going on the road and beating Happy Valley, and you were able to do that this year, already up to 1-0 within the conference this year after your first game last night. Talk about how good of a win that felt, taking that one on the road.
I know I've never won there as a coach, so that was the first time for me, and Morgan said she hadn't either, so it was a good win. Morgan had, I can tell you just a few stats, not many, 18 points, I think 5 or 6 rebounds. Joey had, I think, 8 points and 12 rebounds. And then Alyssa Lawson had another 8 points for us. So those were our 3 leading scorers. But we played zone most of the game. We tried a few different things, but zone was the best thing for us. So and we didn't make a 3-pointer the whole night. We still scored 41 points. So
wow.
We did a good job with our free throws, a lot more improved. That's something we're working on, our free throws. And finishing around the rim. When we get there, finishing all around the rim. So I thought they did a good job, and it is good to start 1-0, especially in conference. We talked last week about where you want to be come district tournament time, and, it matters your standing. And so it was a good win. Up
to this point, too, I kind of want to give a season recap through a month through the season, because we're in the first week of December now.
Yeah.
It's hard to believe we're already a month into the season now. You're sitting at, I believe, 3-5 right now. 3 of those 5 losses we had just talked about were by an average of 4 points. You had the 2-point, the 4-point, the 6-point loss.
Well, the Hardee's Classic, we lost 3 there.
Okay.
And those were more than the small margins. But we
Okay.
did lose, so it might be 3 and 6 then.
Okay.
So
I didn't know if the Claiborne game was
It depends on if we count the Claiborne
Yes.
game. I know people say for the Hall of Fame you count, don't count. I know we talked about that, but okay, yeah. So
Yeah.
besides the Hardee's Classic, the rest of them were close.
But outside of that, too, it's been a great season so far. You've been competitive in ball games, which I don't know if a lot of people gave you the credit that you deserved coming into the season. And I'll say, as myself, too, you surprised a lot of people coming in this year, because with a brand-new team, nobody knew anybody on your team. Morgan didn't get to play a lot last year. Lacey Jordan played a little bit. But outside of that, nobody played any varsity minutes last year. It's a brand-new team. Coming in, you were the wild card. Nobody knew what to expect, and you're sitting good right now, having a very competitive team that you put on the court each and every week. Who do you kind of attribute all of that to, being so successful so far?
Oh, all the girls. all of them in the locker room. It's, I prepare them the best I can, but they're the ones that's winning the games. And, we watched a play at the end of our film session a minute ago, is the North Green game, and Joey got hit, she fell on the ground, and all 4 of her teammates ran over there and picked her up. Like, they play so hard, and everything they do, they give 100%. I'm never like, come on, guys, we got to play hard tonight. And it's so much fun coaching them. And I have told them that, like, the culture with them and their attitudes, it's such positive. Like, it's fun to get to come to practice and get to coach them. And, they're playing hard and they've got good attitude. So if we can keep that up, I think that's what's helping us most with the competitive edge that we've had is due to that. It's not because of anything I'm doing. They are doing all they can, for each other and for, so it's making it a fun season so far, at least.
If it's been as fun as it has been throughout the first month of the season, I feel like there's going to be a lot of good things to come out of this team being so young. But you've got one game next week. You've got a little bit of a dead spot within your schedule here where you have one game against Unicoi County, which is, I think, a week after your previous game. So you got a lot of time to sit down, practice, work on some things. We'll go ahead and preview that game in just a second, but we need to go into a commercial break. So we'll be right back in just a minute here on Grassroots Media.
Pizza Inn offers contactless buffet to go with JoJo's Family Feast or anything on our menu for carryout. We also honor birthday parties and cater to businesses and large events. We make it easy. Call us today. Pizza Inn Greenville.
Tommy's Plumbing has provided professional plumbing services to the residents of Greenville, Tennessee for over 30 years. Our experience and reputation have helped us grow our business to add locations in Jonesboro, Tennessee. Tommy's Plumbing is local and family owned, and we offer a full line of plumbing services, such as kitchen faucet, shower faucets, commodes, and bathroom faucets, as well as drain cleaning. We also provide outside plumbing work, such as septic and sewer drain cleanouts, as well as repair and replace. Tommy's Plumbing pretty much does it all. Tommy's Plumbing is licensed, bonded, and insured. Our quality workmanship and passion to provide our clients with expert service is second to none. We guarantee we have the best warranty around. For all your plumbing needs, give Tommy's a call at 638-3662.
Welcome back to Grassroots Media. Welcome back to this week's edition of the Critters Corner Betsy Shaw Show, where we cover everything on the court with the West Green Lady Buffaloes basketball team. As always, I'm joined here with head coach Betsy Shaw. So you got a little bit of a dead period here on your schedule, as we mentioned. You play on Tuesday. You don't have another game until the following Tuesday, which will be this coming Tuesday by the time this releases. And then next Friday again. We'll go ahead and just cover the one game against Unicoi County. We won't touch base on Unaka yet until next week. But Unicoi County is a team that you had a home and away series with last year. I can't remember if you did the year before, but I know you did last year, and they're a very good team. You know that already. Very good offensively. We know the offensive mindset they have with the head coach that they have too. I remember being there for the game at Unicoi County last year. It was a back-and-forth first quarter. Both teams were shooting hot. What do you expect to see when you go into this game next Tuesday night?
A lot of pressure defensively. I know they're going to press us a bunch of different ways, and so just to expect and be prepared for that type of pressure. And they are good, yes.
Do you think that's going to help you going forward too? Because I know a lot of teams in your conference like to pressure. I know South Green is a team that likes to press a lot. Hampton presses 32 minutes, 94 feet. Doesn't matter.
Yeah.
And Johnson County's doing the same, where they like to speed the game up a lot too. Do you think playing a team like Unicoi County, who's just as good as they are with the press they have, do you think that's going to prepare you with some of those games you've got coming up?
I would think so. And we've played some teams that's pressed us, and we're getting better with it. I mean, compared to if you compare us to the summer, definitely. But it's just something. And you can have people press you in practice. You can have different girls, but it's hard to replicate that until you're in it. And so, we're gonna go play as hard as we can and try to improve. We will definitely watch film on the Unicoi game, whatever the outcome is, and see what we can do better to handle that pressure. And that's especially being able to watch yourself on film. I think always helps them. So whatever it may be, it's going to be a tough game, but I mean they're excited for them. So we'll go get better in the next few days of practice and be ready for it. So
having such a huge layover between games, being a week away from each other, do you kind of press every single day in practice to prepare them for that?
We are not today. We've got several different things. So no, not today. I don't have that many people on my team, but we will do some few different drills that will help us with that, and that doesn't require everyone. So hopefully that will help too.
One little side question. Watching film, is it harder to watch film this year compared to the previous years, having such a different team where you don't know the tendencies of your team that you can exploit their defense?
Are you talking about us, like me watching our team or not me watching?
Yes, you watching your team. Like, you don't know what you can use at times to exploit them because you kind of can't replicate what you did last year in a way because it's not the same players. Is it kind of tougher watching film like that?
No, this film this year is so I really enjoy watching it. Like it's not. I mean, you talked about what you can replicate from last year versus this year. Like I don't have to worry about replicating if they're going to go 100% in whatever we're doing. So
Yeah.
I think it's so much easier to watch it because I know what to expect from them in terms of effort, and I know what to expect in terms of some of them when they get pressured. It's about so we're it's not, but I think it helps them the most. Out of all of watching film, helps them.
Well, you've got a week layover until the game. You've got Unicoi County next Tuesday. That'll be the only game we recap next week. It's kind of a little dead period here in December where you've got a few games every now and then until the Ladies Classic coming up at the end of the month. But that's all we've got this week. Coach, once again, thank you for letting me sit down and talk about the team with you. Thank you for watching this week's edition of the Critters Corner Betsy Shaw Show. Look forward to seeing you next time here on Grassroots Media.